The time is now 4:30 a.m. in the morning. Do you know what that means? It's too early to make any kind of noise. So this right here is exactly when I wake up. I don't use an alarm clock. I sleep with my phone far away from me so that if it rings, I would have to get out of bed to turn it off. But I want to share something with you. High achievers embrace discomfort. They are comfortable with being uncomfortable because they understand that growth is on the other side of discomfort. I call this the golden hour because this is when the quality of your day is determined. It is during this time of the morning that you have the opportunity to set the tone for the rest of the day. First, focus on your breath. The way you breathe directly impacts the way you feel. Focus on your why. I was reading a book called The Boys in the Boat. It has a story about a group of young men who went on to win gold at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Now, this crew team was made up of 9 guys from different backgrounds, different walks of life. They were all from the Pacific Northwest, and when they first started training together, they were not very good. In fact, they were considered underdogs. But as they continued to train, they began to improve. They started to push each other to be better. They started to believe in each other, and eventually they became one of the best crew teams in the country. Now, these guys had one goal in mind: to win the gold medal at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. And even though they faced many obstacles along the way, they never gave up. They pushed through the pain, the fatigue, the doubt, and in the end, they achieved their goal. They won the gold medal. Now, what inspired me about this story is that these guys were just ordinary people. They weren't born with any special talent. They weren't given any special opportunity. They were just ordinary people who had an extraordinary goal and they went after it with everything they had. High achievers always keep their why in front of them. I hope it has given you the motivation you need to achieve your goals. Remember, the world needs your gifts. There are people out there who are waiting for you to make a difference in their lives. Don't let them down. Don't let yourself down. Get up and win. Thank you for watching this video. They are constantly reminded of the reason why they do what they do, and this keeps them motivated, even when times get tough. Now, I want you to write down your why in the comment section below. Why do you do what you do? What are you trying to achieve? Write it down so that you can always keep it in front of you. As I mentioned earlier, if you want to feel energized and motivated, then you must learn to breathe properly. I recommend you check out the book Oxygen Advantage by Patrick McGuire. It goes into detail on how proper breathing can drastically change your life. Next, visualize success. Visualization is a powerful tool that high achievers use every single day. They understand that what you think about, you bring about. So when they wake up in the morning, they visualize their success. They see themselves winning. They see themselves achieving their goals. And as they visualize their success, they start to believe in it. And when you truly believe in something, you start to see it as inevitable. The next thing they do is meditate. Meditation is another powerful tool that high achievers use every single day. They understand that meditation can help them focus on the present moment without judgment. They use meditation to clear their mind, to get rid of all the distractions so that they can focus on what is important. The next thing they do is they work out. Exercise is not just good for your body, it's also great for your mind. It releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects. It reduces stress and increases your ability to focus. High achievers understand this, which is why they make time to exercise every single morning. The last thing they do is read. Reading is how you learn, how you grow, how you evolve. By reading, you are able to tap into the minds of people who have already achieved what you are trying to achieve. You are able to learn from their experiences, their mistakes, their successes, and this can significantly speed up your own journey. You can choose to be productive or you can choose to be lazy. You can choose to focus on the negative or you can choose to focus on the positive. You can choose to be stressed or you can choose to be calm. It all depends on the choices you make during the golden hour. Now, I know some of you are saying, Patrick, it's not fair. I don't get to choose when the sun rises. I don't get to choose when the golden hour is. And to that I say, yes, but you do get to choose how you respond to the sunrise. You get to choose how you respond to the golden hour. You get to choose whether you are going to be productive or lazy, whether you are going to focus on the negative or the positive, whether you are going to be stressed or calm. All of this is under your control. It's up to you to decide how you are going to respond. So when the golden hour hits and the sun starts to rise, ask yourself, how bad do I want to win today? When you ask yourself this question, it will give you the motivation you need to take action. If you want to grow in life, if you want to achieve more, then you must learn to embrace the uncomfortable. There are people out there who are waiting for you to make a difference in their lives. Don't let them down. Don't let yourself down. Get up and win. By jumping into cold water every morning, I'm training myself to be comfortable with discomfort. I'm building mental toughness. And if you want to become mentally tough, then you must learn to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. And when I turn it off, I immediately ask myself one simple question. How bad do I want to win today? When I ask myself the question, it gives me the motivation I need to get up and start working. And I'm sure if you ask yourself the same question, it will give you the motivation you need to achieve anything you desire in life. As I get up, I open my window shades and let the natural sunlight come through. One of the first things that I see when I open my eyes every single morning is a picture of my family. This is my why. This is why I work so hard. If you want to feel energized and motivated, then you must learn to breathe properly. I recommend you check out the book Oxygen Advantage by Patrick McGuire. It goes into detail on how proper breathing can drastically change your life. I'm going to read something to you from the book. When you take full, deep breaths from your diaphragm, that engages your sympathetic nervous system and causes adrenaline to flow around your body. Adrenaline gives you energy. On the other hand, when you breathe shallowly from your chest, that activates the parasympathetic nervous system and induces the relaxation response, which slows down your heart rate and calms you down. So when you want to calm down, when you are anxious, you should breathe from your chest. And when you want to feel energized, when you want to feel motivated, you should take full, deep breaths from your diaphragm. Every time I look at this picture, it gives me a sense of purpose, a sense of direction. Why do I work so hard? Because I want to be able to provide for my family and give them the best possible life that they deserve. Whenever you are faced with a difficult decision or you are unsure about something, just go back to your why. Revisit the picture and it will give you the strength and the motivation you need to continue. Moving forward, the next thing I do is I jump into cold water. Now I know most people hate doing this. They hate being uncomfortable. Next, I focus on my breathing. The way you breathe directly impacts the way you feel. So now we are moving towards the part of the morning where the sun is starting to rise. Now, before I share with you some rituals that high performers do every single morning, I want to remind you of something. Listen carefully. The world needs your gifts. Now let's talk about some rituals that high performers do every single morning. Lastly, now, let me leave you with a story that inspires me every single day. A little while ago, I hope this video has inspired you to take action today.